Welcome, Radical fans. Ever since I started the Spin Times website and started expressing spin times in my ball reviews, I've been getting quite a few questions around what spin times are and how they're calculated. So I wanted to answer a couple of those questions in a quick video. So spin time is an expression of a ball's ability to respond to friction. So the lower the spin time, the quicker the response. And the spin time is actually a representation of a complex relationship between intermediate differential, total differential, and the RG of the ball's core. So this does not take into account the ball's cover stock. And one important thing to note is this determinator will only calculate and find spin times and PSAs of balls that have intermediate differentials above 0. So if a ball is perfectly symmetrical, it will never find the high RG axis, which is the PSA, because it doesn't have one. So to get into how it's calculated, what you would need is a prosect. You would need a ball cup to stop the ball from rolling around when you're writing lines on it, and a wax pencil, and obviously a ball, and no better ball than the most recently released Results Solid. So I'm going to get into the spin time on that, and you'll also need a stopwatch, which I have a stopwatch on my cell phone, so I'll be using that. You can use that. It's just as good as any other stopwatch. So let's get started. I'll show you exactly the process for calculating spin time, and you'll have a better idea of how it works. So first we'll unbox the Results Solid. So this is the first time I'm actually seeing this ball as well. So I haven't pre-calculated the spin time or anything on this ball. It's brand new in the package, brand new in the plastic. So you can already smell the greatness of the Results Solid. So here you go. So here's your, let me move this back a little bit. So here is your low RG axis, or the riser pin. Here's your CG, and here is your PSA marker. So first we want to find where the actual PSA of the ball is. So we're going to go ahead and put that on the determinator. I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit on the determinator to get a better look while I'm doing this. So you want to take that ball and you want to take that ball and put it right on that pole right here. So this is the high RG axis pole. So once you do that, you put the pin straight up. You can put it either way, it doesn't matter. But make sure you have that PSA on the pole. You want to start the determinator. And by now you can see that it's pretty stable, so I can take a wax pencil. I can put the wax pencil in the high RG axis pole here, as well as marking an extra circle outside of there, and we'll be using that as an indicator for stability in a little bit. So we'll turn the determinator off. We'll take it off of there, and we'll see. I think you can see. Move this a little bit. You can see that the marked PSA and where the actual PSA is extremely close. So that's definitely within market standard, within manufacturing standard. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to still use the determinator PSA, which is the little mark there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our prosect and we're going to calculate through the pin 6 3/4 of an inch. So I like to use the 1 inch to give myself a little bit of room, since it doesn't actually show 6 3/4. And I got to find the pin right here, and I will go to 5 3/4 here. So based on that, we can see that 6 3/4 of an inch from the PSA would put the true low RG axis on that marker. So that's what we're going to use to calculate the rest. So we have found our PSA, we have found our new low RG axis based off of that PSA. So next, as part of the process of calculating spin time, you should measure 4 1/8 inches from the low RG axis and the PSA, and that would be on the right side. That would be on the right side for a right-hander and the left side for a left-hander. So I'm right-handed, so I'm going to go ahead and find those neutral points. So you want to take your prosect and you can make an approximate mark on the ball here based on the low RG axis. So I would say that's probably about right. So 4 1/8 right here. And let's see if I got close. Not quite. So I have to make another mark. So there's 4 1/8 here. So we can wipe that out. It's not quite right. And we measure again from the low RG axis and find 4 1/8 right here. So there is your neutral point of 4 1/8 from the PSA and 4 1/8 from the low RG axis. So you're going to put this mark on the locator pole, on the high RG axis pole, and we're going to calculate how long it takes to go from this neutral point to this high RG axis. So doing that, we're going to need our trusty stopwatch, which I'll bring up, and I'll go ahead and load this up. So you're going to want to look through the pole here and make sure the X is in the hole there. And we're going to start the timer once that starts. And once this portion here, this circle becomes stable, then we know that it has achieved the high RG axis of stabilizing on this this mark here in the middle. Okay, so let's start the process. So you can see that this ball spun at just a little bit over 6 seconds. So we're supposed to do it 3 times, so we'll do it again. We'll just line it up on that pole again. And we'll start again. So I won't put the stopwatch in front of the video this time so you can actually see this thing spin, but I'll actually calculate it now. So there's your stable point. So adding on the time, I've got 12.36 seconds for 2 spins. So we'll do one more to make it 3. And we'll do it one more time. So I've got about 19 seconds. So 19 divided by 3 would be 6.3 seconds. So this one spins only slightly faster than the results pearl that I spun up. So most likely they're identical in core, just there may be just a slight difference, but they're close enough to call them the same. But it seems like this particular ball spun up only just a little bit faster. So there's an idea of how to calculate spin time, how to do the spin time, and what it means. So hopefully that clears things up for you guys. And let me know if you have any questions, and look forward to the conversation. So thanks for watching.